Have you ever wondered what a boll weevil plague and one of the world's largest airlines have in common? The answer will surprise you. Today, we take off into the fascinating history of Delta Airlines. Origin of the brand. Let's go back to 1924. In dusty Macon, Georgia, an intrepid pilot named Khalid E. Woolman had an idea to use surplus World War I aircraft for more than just flying for fun. His vision was to combat the devastating boll weevil plague, an insect that threatened the economy of the southern United States. Thus was born Huff Dowland Dusters, Inc., the company that would lay the foundation for Delta. Early years. Imagine the scene. Biplanes spraying pesticides over cotton fields, an unusual sight and, for many farmers, a lifeline. Woolman, a charismatic and visionary leader, understood not only airplanes but also the needs of the people. But the dusting business was seasonal and risky. Margins were tight, and competition was fierce. In 1928, the company moved to Monroe, Louisiana, seeking better conditions. It was a turning point. Woolman and his partners, envisioning a future beyond pesticides, bought the assets of Huff Dowland Dusters. In 1929, they adopted a new name, Delta Air Service, in honor of the Mississippi Delta. That same year, Delta took its first big step. On June 17, 1929, it made its first passenger flight from Dallas, Texas, to Jackson, Mississippi, via Shreveport and Monroe, Louisiana. They used Travel Air 6000 aircraft, enclosed cabins with capacity for 5 passengers plus the pilot. The future had arrived, but the Great Depression hit hard. Delta struggled to survive, clinging to postal routes and government contracts. It was a time of austerity, ingenuity, and sheer determination. Growth and expansion. World War II brought a new chapter. Delta joined the war effort, modifying bombers and transporting military personnel. At the end of the war, the demand for commercial flights exploded. Delta knew how to seize the moment. The 1950s were a time of modernization. Delta incorporated larger and faster aircraft, such as the Douglas DC-6 and the Convair 340. In 1953, it was the first airline to offer nonstop flights between New York and Houston. In the 1960s, Delta embraced the jet age with the arrival of the Douglas DC-8 and the Convair 880. The logo, a triangular widget, became synonymous with innovation and quality service. Delta expanded to new routes, including international flights to the Caribbean and Europe. The deregulation of the airline industry in 1978 represented both a challenge and an opportunity. Delta competed aggressively, expanding its route network and acquiring other airlines, such as Western Airlines in 1986. The 1990s and 2000s were a roller coaster. Delta faced economic crises, terrorist attacks, and fierce competition from low-cost airlines. In 2005, it filed for bankruptcy but managed to restructure and emerge as a stronger and more efficient company. Today, Delta Airlines is one of the largest and most respected airlines in the world. It operates a modern fleet of aircraft, flies to hundreds of destinations around the globe, and carries millions of passengers each year. Its loyalty program, SkyMiles, is one of the most popular in the industry. Myth or legend of the brand. And here comes the juicy part. Have you heard of Delta Flight 191? On August 2, 1985, a Lockheed L-1011 TriStar flying from Fort Lauderdale to Dallas crashed upon landing at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. 137 people died. The tragedy unleashed a series of conspiracy theories. Some claimed that the plane was struck by lightning, others that it suffered a mechanical failure. But the most persistent urban legend suggests that Flight 191 was the victim of a microburst, an extremely dangerous and difficult to predict meteorological phenomenon. While the official investigation attributed the accident to pilot error in failing to recognize the microburst, the controversy persists to this day. Some experts believe that the technology of the time was not advanced enough to detect and alert about this type of phenomena. The shadow of Flight 191 continues to hover over Delta's history, reminding us of the fragility of life and the mysteries that sometimes surround aviation. Current situation. Delta Airlines today is synonymous with innovation, customer service, and resilience. It has adapted to market changes, invested in technology, and maintained a culture focused on its employees. Its commitment to sustainability and social responsibility also distinguishes it from its competitors. Delta Airlines, a company that began spraying cotton fields, has become a giant of the skies. A story of innovation, resilience, and, of course, some legends that make it even more fascinating. Because sometimes, behind a simple logo, there is a whole story that few know. And now that you know the story of Delta, how about subscribing to our channel to discover more myths and brands? Leave us your comments and tell us what other brand you would like us to investigate.